Hey, my name is Tonee Ndungu and I'm the guy who built the Kytabu application, and I'm going to show you what it does, how it works, and what it is. To start you off, Kytabu is a textbook subscription system built for tablets and e-readers, and the hope is that it will considerably reduce the cost of textbooks for students, especially in middle and low income families. If you have been a student, are a parent with a kid in school, if you have had any interaction with education, you know there are two main barriers financially for kids to get ahead. First is school fees, and the second is textbooks. If we can be able to sort out school fees in one way or the other, like in Kenya, we have reduced fees rates. Sometimes we don't even have fees because of subsidies from the government. If you can sort out that problem and also address the textbook problem, then you basically beat down the demon that education has become for a lot of kids. And what I've come up with is a solution, or an addition to that solution, and I hope it's going to have an impact in the country. I'm pretty sure it will. So I'm going to take you through a couple of pictures. I'm going to start you with the Kytabu logo here. In the background is the kytabu.org website. That's where you can go and find all the stuff about Kytabu. When you have any questions, you can get me an email there. That's the Kytabu logo, as well as the app. The app is just the K with a Y inside the octagon there. The idea is this. It's actually proven that textbooks cost more than bulletproof vests when you put them together in terms of how much it costs to get the total number of books you need to get through university. That's really insane. The idea is to use tablets like these. This is the Akash, or the Akasha from India, which costs $35. And it may not be as slick as an iPad or what's out there right now for the higher price range, but it's definitely achievable for people in the low and middle income bracket. In my country, for example, in the developing world. So everything we're going to be discussing assuming that's going to be on this tablet. Now, I'll also mention that the Kytabu application works in partnership with the publishing houses, with a mobile subscription system, because we're going to be using mobile payment to pay for the books on this tablet, and also with, of course, stakeholders like governments and schools and parents and people like yourself who can help us make this a much bigger thing. And whatever it is you have to offer, you feel that is important, we'll be very happy to hear from you. So on the homepage of a standard Android, you have got all the icons for other applications that you find on Android. In our case, we just kind of put a random selection. The Kytabu application is the one where the hand is on. So when you click on that, what happens is it takes you to this indexy page. Now we've got four solutions, or four spaces for you to fill, so we can know what it is you're looking for, or the application can find out what book you're looking for. In this case, you can see there's the class here, over here. There's the book subject on this side. There's the author over here, and there's the publication. Usually having class here and book subject filled out does cut down the number of books, because assuming we're going to be knowing from the publishers what books are required in what class. In our case, we've only chosen biology, and as you can see, we've got books that have something to do with biology from different class years. We've got principles of biology, zoology, botany, and the like. So let's say we pick this book here. You click on that, and what happens is it takes you to this page on your app. This is the buying or the subscription page, and here you can choose whether you want to buy the book on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a term basis, and on a year basis. This book is an actual sample of a book that's on the desk, sorry, not on the desk, on the counter, and that book costs 1,270 Kenyan shillings. But on a digital platform, that book costs 630 shillings per year, which is considerably lower, if not even more than half the price of the book on the shelf. Remember, if you don't want to get it for a year, you can get it for a term, you can get it for a month, or you can get it for a week. So you pick the option you want. For example, you pick it for a month, and ideally you're renting the book for a month. You pick your payment system. Yeah, you can use whichever mobile phone payment system you like. You can also change languages, and you can add the book to a cart if you would like. And the next thing you do is you click on unlock, and once the money transaction happens, which is instantaneous, you get the book. Now remember, you can either buy a book or you can buy a chapter using the same procedure. You can choose the chapters, and then the chapters will open up for you on the screen over here, and you can then pick the chapter you think you need. And there's a little brief on the chapter when you put your mouse on top, or when you put your finger on top of the icon. And then what happens is once you find out which chapter you want, you can click on that, and then you get this page again that says buy the chapter for a week, buy the chapter for a month, buy the chapter for a term, or buy the chapter for a year, and you click on unlock book, and you've got it sorted. Now remember, this is for people who, low and middle income families, they can't afford to buy all 7 books for their son, and knowing they have another daughter or another son in a class somewhere, they can't afford to buy all those books at the same time. This allows them to buy books in bits and pieces, and that's really helpful because it allows them to get into the education system at a pace that they can keep up to, and this is what Kytabu does. In addition to this, we've also built we're also building a mobile subscription system that allows people on mobile phones to subscribe for tablets elsewhere. So if you've got a mobile phone and you'd like to buy a book for somebody who's got a tablet, this is kind of how it would look like. So this is your mobile phone. We've used the Ideos here, a very popular phone in Kenya. They sold a couple of 100,000 units in the last year or two. Click on the Kytabu app at the very top. It takes you to a subscription page where you choose whether you want to buy a book, buy a chapter, top up an account for a tablet, allowing that person to buy their own book, or subscribe onto a tablet, which means you can then be able to follow up on what the tablet is doing and what the tablet is reading. This is especially good and helpful for parents who want to monitor what their kids are doing with their tablets. Keep going. Select the book. You've got the class here. You select the class here that you need. If you know the class here, you select the book title, the author, and the publication. After this, you're going to get a list of the books that you might desire. And once you pick the book that you need, it takes you to the buying plan. It could be 1 week, 1 month, 1 term, or 1 year. You select whatever is most appropriate for you. In this case, 1 term, 480, and you click the tablet line number. Now remember, every tablet is integrated with a SIM card. That's how the tablets pay with the mobile money system. Once you know that tablet SIM card, when you put in the tablet SIM card into, or the tablet phone number into the phone, it's almost like transferring money from one phone to another, only you're transferring subscription credit. So what happens is you've already bought the book, and when you transfer that credit to that tablet then is able to access that book. So you pick the phone number of the tablet that you want to transfer the book to, you select from a list. Maybe you've got 4 or 5 books, you can select from a list of the books that you have. Once you've selected the book, you click on finish, and voila, you're done. It's finished, and the book has been transferred. So that's kind of how it works. If you want to know more information and you've got any questions, please go through our website. It's over here in the background. You can ask me any emails, send our team emails. We're in the process of now building the applications. This is a pretty young startup. And as a startup, we've got all those things that we're trying to do and do them really well. So any input that you have would be cool. Follow us on Twitter as well at www.twitter.com/Kytabu, spelled Kytabu. It'll be fabulous to hear from you. And if you have any feedback, any ideas, anything you'd like to share with us, hit us up on email, Tonee, Tonee, @kytabu.org or info@kytabu.org. I'll be very happy to hear from you. Thanks again. Have a lovely one.